Holy mackerel! Hi, everybody, and welcome to Holy Mackerel Moments number 22. Wasn't that the Twilight Zone?
Room for one more, honey.
Ah! Did you ever see that one? It is so scary. Room for one more, honey. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love the Twilight Zone. We both do here at my house. In fact, my beloved Puffin will not go to sleep until he is safely my script! Unless he is safely snuggled in his unless he is safely snuggled in his Twilight Zone comforter. Right, Puff? I have Red to thank for that comforter. Thank you, Red. Come to think of it, I have Red to thank for Puffin. Thank you, Red.
Hello, doll.
We are here to celebrate those magic moments in life, those amazing synchronicities.
Can you not see the synchronicity running here?
There is synchronicity. There really, really is.
There is. We all love them. Right? All those weird coincidences, yeah?
I'm not one of these people that believes in weird coincidences or what have you, magical thinking.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Maybe not all of us. I personally kind of like weird coincidences, so I guess I am guilty of magical thinking. Today is mailbag number 2. More mackerels from friends and viewers. We're going to talk about birds and horses and much, much more. But first, a quick quartet of shout-outs. Elle Embers, soul therapist, healer, coach, channel, writer, and more. She talks about protecting your energy, accessing your intuition, your spirit guides. Elle had me as a return guest on her wonderful podcast, Cosmic Curiosities. This podcast will be published in a number of weeks. I'll let you know exactly when. Meantime, I'll put a link to her information below.
I'm Elle Embers, and this is Cosmic Curiosities.
Shout out number 2, gifted psychic Kim Carey of Intuitiview. Like Elle, Kim has so much to offer, but I want to bring your attention to this right here. Look at the pictures below. In Kim's new series, Spirit Speaks, every Thursday on YouTube, she answers viewers' questions from the likes of, so far, Robin Williams, Betty White, John Lennon, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Yes, they're all famous, and they're all dead. But they're not dead, and Kim channels in a way that is so authentic and so delightful. She's really made me a believer. I mean, I've always been a believer, but now I'm really a believer.
Welcome to Spirit Speaks.
Thank you, Kim. Tune in. It is great. Speaking of believing, shout out number 3, Erin Baer helped me believe in myself because she's the one who told me to do a YouTube series years ago. Holy mackerel. And now she's doing her own YouTube podcast, Blue Chair Conversations, life experiences, her insights, the lessons she's learned, and she encourages us to be bold, not worry about being perfect, to just begin. And she has begun a wonderful new series.
Welcome to Blue Chair Conversations, real, unscripted, authentic life. I'm your host, Erin Baer, and around here, we believe conversation, connection, and community can change everything.
So I said a quartet of shout-outs. That's 1, 2, 3. What's the oh, right, me. Don't forget yourself, Harry. I'm doing something in June. Lee Beck and Anna Broome will present my show, The Boy Who Saw True, on Saturday, June 21st in Santa Monica. This is my adaptation of an actual diary of a highly clairvoyant boy in Victorian England. The boy could see auras and elves and dead people who are not dead, and it is hilarious and very touching and very illuminating. I am still learning from it. I'll put the information below. If you live in the LA area or know anyone who does, they might be interested. I had a Turkish bath today, and I perspired like a pig. I don't think nice dead people go where they're not wanted. I don't either. Speaking of nice dead people, my friend Laura, who is dead but not dead, I talked about her last week being very active from the other side, giving us signs all over the place. She has not slowed down. I knew we'd be hearing more from her. Her daughter Bryce told me that Laura was into angel numbers. Laura loved 2. Laura loved 2, 2, which is why the fact that this is episode number 22 is so perfect. Laura loved 222. I hope that's not too woo-woo for you, but apparently 222 is an angel number that signifies new beginnings and divine assistance. So perfect. Right after Laura died, Bryce was talking to a neighbor of hers for the first time. She glanced down. Her neighbor was wearing a necklace that said 222. Later that day, her neighbor came to Bryce's house and said, "I want to give you this necklace. I had a feeling you could use it." Shortly after that, Bryce was in a store. There was a rack with something shiny on it. It caught her eye. It was the only bracelet on the rack. The bracelet said 222. By the way, did I mention that Laura was born on the 22nd? And what time did she die? 2:22. Hello. Now, Laura's other daughter, Erin, the aforementioned Erin Baer, has also been receiving signs. The morning Laura passed, daffodils bloomed, which had never bloomed before. It was the first time they had bloomed. And of course, daffodils were Laura's favorite flower. Erin also said there was a day that she was really missing her mom acutely. Well, she went grocery shopping. Both the cart and the cement had little indentations in them that were heart-shaped. Ever see hearts? I see them. In my beverage, in the cat food, in leaves. And it's not just hearts. I saw a whale in my yam. I see birds in my tissues. And I even found a duck in my salad. By the way, Laura loved birds. And in fact, after she passed, I kept getting a feeling she had the energy of like a hummingbird. Like she was so happy to be free and curious and full of glee and wonderment. Like, oh, I could do this, I could do that, I could do that. In fact, in my video, I picture her flying around like a hummingbird going, oh, this is fun. I could do this, I could do that. Of course, the day after I posted that video, I came across this video on YouTube of Meryl Streep comparing Diane Keaton to a hummingbird.
Because she had the stream of consciousness of a hummingbird. She's here, and then she's there, and then she's up there, and then where is she? And
one day on the phone, Bryce said, Harry, I'm looking out the window. I keep seeing this purple finch coming to the bird feeder. Comes over and over and over again. I have a funny feeling. I think it might be Mom. I thought, okay. The next day, a bird flew into my bedroom. It was red. It did not panic as birds have in the past. It just kind of flew up on this rafter and looked at me almost as if to say, hi, wow, it worked. And it just looked at me. I said, do you know your way out? I thought it would panic. It seemed happy. It flew around. It came back to the rafter, looked at me again as if to say, hi. I said, do you know your way out? It looked at me and then it flew out. I thought, wow, I don't see many red birds. Now, Bryce was talking about a purple finch. And then I said, Siri, what do purple finches look like? They're red. They're not purple. They're red. I think the bird that flew into my house was a purple finch. I think it was Laura. I'm not kidding. Because then I saw these videos.
We do kind of go through this energy blending. This is also how your relatives can let you know that they're okay through a butterfly or through a bird. They're blending with that energy and you pick it up.
When you see a bird, acknowledge them because it's usually one of your guides or there's a message there. So I'm always watching for the birds. And I know that my grandmother comes in as a red cardinal and so does my late husband.
So there you go. You never know. I got out my book, Animal Speak, and I looked up finches. As I'm reading that passage, a bird flew into my house. Bryce told me Laura's favorite bird was the woodcock. I'd never heard of it. I said, Bryce, why a woodcock? Bryce said, I'll send you a video. You'll understand. I understand. My friend Lois has a bird friend. Clara the mourning dove has come to Lois's flower pot hanging on her deck year after year after year after year.
Morning has broken like the first morning.
But year after year after year after year, Clara never laid an egg. Until this year, Clara finally laid an egg. And when did she lay it? On Mother's Day. Aw, Clara. Speaking of having an affinity with animals, my friend and viewer, Jean Chabot, very gifted artist, a wonderful painter. She always had a deep connection with horses. Now, I know every little girl loves horses, so did Jean, but this felt different to me as she described it. It wasn't just, oh, I love horses. It was like a very deep soul connection. Jean often wondered, she'd heard about spirit guides, could one have an animal spirit guide? And in fact, she saw this photo online once, and it so inspired her, she made this painting. And to her, it represented herself as a child with a horse spirit guide. She called it Trust. One day, Jean was at the end of a yoga class, feeling very relaxed, and all of a sudden, she saw a horse galloping across quite close to her. It was magnificent, dapple gray, black mane, black tail. When it looked at her, it had an expression of humor in its eyes, and a feeling of wisdom, and a feeling that it cared for her. She said, I think I found my horse spirit guide. Then she saw the words, roaring thunder. Roaring thunder has shown up quite a lot. One time, the horse showed up with a red circle around its eye. So Jean did a little research, found out in some Native American tribes, they do that to the horse when they are preparing to go into battle. Well, Jean saw that vision the day she learned of her sister's cancer diagnosis. So ever since then, she and Roaring Thunder have been sending her sister healing Reiki energy as they battle that cancer. Healing wishes to D, Jean. Thank you for sharing all that. My viewer friend Gail had a weird one. She was walking down the street one day and got a very strong feeling, don't fall. She stopped. What do you mean don't fall? I mean, nothing is slippery. She wasn't walking quickly. She made sure she had her phone handy in case she did fall, but it was very confusing until she saw a woman coming up on her left who instantly fell. What?
Huh?
Speaking of falling, let's end this episode with falling in love. My dear friends Janet and Joel recently celebrated their wedding anniversary, and they started the day having breakfast at a restaurant they loved, enjoying a yummy meal and with each other's company. And then when the check arrived, Janet noted it was check number 39. What more perfect check number to have when you're celebrating your 39th wedding anniversary? My dear friend Ellen told me that when her parents were courting in their 20s, her dad took her mom to a Chinese restaurant, and that's where he asked for her hand in marriage. And she said yes. And her fortune cookie, fortune read, he loves you and he will be true. And she kept that slip of paper with her jewelry the whole rest of her life. And he did love her. And he was true. Thanks for watching. See you next time. All right.